Have you ever stopped for a moment and thought about who you really are? Beyond this name, this body, these relationships, and the identities given by the world, what is your true existence? Thousands of years ago, on the sacred land of India, a scripture was written that contains the deepest secret of the universe. A secret that, if understood, can forever change the way you live and the way you see the world. This is not ordinary knowledge, but the supreme wisdom for which even gods and demons performed penance. Today, we will turn the pages of the stories and dialogues of the same ancient and mysterious Chandogya Upanishad. We will embark on an exciting journey that begins with the first sound of creation, Om. Passes through the story of a fearless child who risked everything for the truth, and reaches the dialogue between a father and son that gave the world its greatest maxim, Tat Tvam Asi, meaning, that thou art. This is not just a story. It is the path to knowing oneself, which can open the door to the truth hidden within you. So, let us calm our minds and embark on this divine journey. Chandogya Upanishad, the music of the universe, the mystery of Omkara. Our journey begins right from the start of the Chandogya Upanishad, where the sage introduces us to the very first and most powerful sound of creation, Om. This Upanishad is the heart of the Samaved, and the Samaved is the Ved of music. The word Sam itself means song. The sages knew that the entire universe is not just a play of energy, but a divine music, a melody. And the first note of that music is Om. The Upanishad says, Om ityetadaksharam mudgitam upasita. This means, worship the syllable Om like an Udgita. Udgita means a song sung in a high pitch. When the sage chants Om during a yajna, he is not just reciting a mantra, but awakening the cosmic energy from which everything is made. Think about it. When there was nothing, no sun, no stars, no earth, only deep silence existed. The first tremor that occurred in that silence, the first echo that arose, that was Om. It is not a word created by humans. It is the unheard nada, the sound that is produced without any collision. Even today, scientists say that a faint echo continuously floats in the universe, which they call the cosmic microwave background radiation. Our sages heard this very echo in their deep meditation thousands of years ago and named it Om. The Chandogya Upanishad states that Om is not just a symbol. It is also the essence of essences. Just as the essence of the earth is water, the essence of water is plants. The essence of plants is humans. The essence of humans is their speech. The essence of speech is the Vedic mantras. The essence of the mantras is music. And the ultimate essence of that music is Om. In this way, Om is the finest essence of the entire creation. This sound is made up of three letters, A, U, and M. The sound of A symbolizes the beginning of creation, that is Brahma, which arises from the lowest part of the throat. The sound of U symbolizes the continuation of creation, that is Vishnu, which creates balance in the middle. And the sound of M symbolizes the end of creation, that is Mahesh, which completes on the lips. After these three, the silence that follows, the stillness, is the true state, that is Brahman, where all sounds disappear. Sajas practiced meditation on this very Om. focusing on its resonance to elevate their minds to a realm where they became one with the truth of the universe. This sound acts like a bridge, taking us from our small self to that infinite existence. This is the first secret of the Chandogya Upanishad, that you are a part of that supreme music. And the main tone of that music is also resonating within you. Chandogya Upanishad, the fire of truth, the story of Satyakama Jabala. Now let's turn to a story from the Chandogya Upanishad, which teaches that to deserve the knowledge of Brahman, one does not need a high lineage or caste, but only one thing, and that is truth. This is the story of a little boy, Satyakama Jabala. A long time ago, there was a poor woman named Jabala, who earned a living by working in other people's homes to support herself and her son, Satyakam. Although the mother was poor, she was rich in principles. She had taught her son only one thing: no matter what happens, never abandon the path of truth. When Satyakam grew up, he developed a desire to study. In those days, education was received in a gurukul. One day, he went to his mother and said, "Mother, I want to go to the Guru's ashram to learn knowledge. Will you give me permission?" Seeing her son's thirst for knowledge, the mother's heart was filled with joy. But the very next moment, she became worried. She knew that in the Gurukul, the Guru first asks the disciple about his gotra, meaning his father's lineage. Jabala did not know her husband's gotra because she had raised her son while serving in many households during her youth. Seeing his mother's concern, Satyakam asked, "Mother, if the Guru asks me about my gotra, what should I say?" His mother Jabala took a deep breath and looking into her son's eyes said, "Son, I do not know your gotra. I worked in many places during my youth, and it was then that you were born. Therefore, I do not know which gotra your father belonged to. My name is Jabala, and your name is Satyakam. When the Guru asks you, say without fear that you are Satyakam Jabala, meaning Satyakam, the son of Jabala." After receiving this straightforward and honest answer from his mother, Satyakam's heart felt light. He set out towards the ashram of the great sage Haridrumat Gautama. Upon reaching the ashram, he bowed to the sage and said, "Guru, I wish to stay in your ashram and gain knowledge." Sage Gautama opened his eyes and seeing the boy with the radiant face, asked, "Dear child, what is your gotra?" Satyakam repeated what his mother had said, without any fear or shame, with complete honesty. "Guru, I do not know my gotra. My mother said that she found me while serving in many places, so she does not know my father's gotra. My name is Satyakam, and my mother's name is Jabala. So I am Satyakam Jabala." Hearing this, the other disciples in the ashram were shocked. How could a boy who did not even know his father's name learn the knowledge of Brahman? But instead of anger, a smile appeared on Rishi Gautam's face. He was very happy. He said, "No Brahmin can speak such a bitter truth now. Son, you have not strayed from the truth. That is your greatest ability. You are the true Brahmin because a Brahmin's real jewel is his truth. Go, bring wood for the yajna. I will teach you because you have not abandoned the truth." The Guru accepted Satyakam as his disciple. After some time, he decided to test him in a unique way. He gave Satyakam 400 thin and weak cows from the ashram and said, "Satyakam, take these cows to graze in the forest, and do not return until they become 1,000.
If there had been any other disciple, he might have panicked. But Satyakam accepted it as the blessing of his guru. He took the cows and went into the dense forests. Years passed. Satyakam continued to serve the cows with full love and dedication. In this solitude, nature itself became his guru. Away from the noise of the world, he immersed himself in the peace within. After many years, when the number of cows increased to 1,000, one day a bull from the herd, through whom the wind god spoke in a human voice. "Satyakam!" Surprised, Satyakam respectfully said, "Speak, O Lord."
The bull said, "Now we have become 1,000. Take us back to your guru's ashram. We are pleased with your service. I will give you knowledge of 1/4 of Brahman. One aspect of Brahman is called Prakashavan, the luminous one. The east, west, north and south, these 4 directions are its manifestations." The next day, when Satyakam resumed his journey, he lit a fire in the evening. Then Agni, the fire god, gave him knowledge of the second aspect of Brahman and said, "The second aspect of Brahman is called Anantavan. The earth, space, sky and ocean are all its manifestations." On the third day, a swan taught him about the third aspect of Brahman, saying, "The third aspect of Brahman is Jyotishman, the radiant one. Fire, the sun, the moon, and lightning are all manifestations of its light." Finally, as he was about to reach the ashram, a water bird imparted to him the knowledge of the fourth and final aspect of Brahman, saying, "The fourth aspect of Brahman is Ayatanavan, the abode. The life force, the eyes, the ears, and the mind all rest upon it." When Satyakam arrived at the ashram with 1,000 cows, a divine radiance shone from his face. Seeing him, Guru Gautama understood immediately. He asked, "Satyakam, your face is glowing like that of a knower of Brahman. Who taught you?" Satyakam humbly replied, "Guru, I was taught not by human beings, but by divine forces. Yet my desire is to hear this knowledge from you, for I have heard that knowledge received from a guru is the highest." Then Guru Gautama imparted the same knowledge to him once again, and thus Satyakam Jabala's spiritual education was completed. This story teaches us that the door to knowledge is not open to any particular family or lineage, but to those who are devoted to truth and dedication. Chandogya Upanishad. Revelation of the Mahavakya's secret. Dialogue between Uddalaka and Shwetaketu. The journey of the Chandogya Upanishad now reaches its peak. We are about to enter the conversation that gave the world the most powerful Mahavakya. Tat Tvam Asi. This dialogue is between the great sage Uddalaka Aruni and his son Shwetaketu. The story is like this. Shwetaketu went to the Gurukul at the age of 12 and returned at the age of 24 after studying the Vedas and scriptures for a full 12 years. He was very proud of his knowledge. He considered himself the greatest scholar, and his behavior had become harsh. One day, the father Uddalaka recognized his son's arrogance and asked him a straightforward question. "Son Shwetaketu, you have studied all the Vedas and consider yourself very knowledgeable. Have you asked your guru about that one knowledge, after knowing which there is nothing left to hear, after contemplating which there is nothing left to think, and after understanding which there is nothing left to know?" Shwetaketu was astonished. He had not learned anything like this.
His prideful head bowed down. He said, "Lord, what kind of knowledge is this? My teachers never told me about this. Perhaps they themselves do not know. Please tell me about it." Then sage Uddalaka seated his son beside him and began to impart supreme knowledge, which could not be understood through arguments, but through examples. Chandogya Upanishad. First example, the secret of clay. Uddalaka said, "Son, just as by understanding a lump of clay, one can understand all things made of clay, like pots, pitchers, utensils, because their different forms are just matters of speech, only names. The real truth is only the clay itself. In the same way, son, there is one knowledge, by knowing which the whole world is understood, because it is all made from that one truth." Chandogya Upanishad. Second example, the secret of gold. Just as by knowing a single piece of gold, one can understand all gold jewelry, whether bangles or necklaces, because their shape is just a name. The real truth is only gold. Similarly, son, at the beginning of this world, there was only one Sat, alone. It thought, "I will become many from one," and from that, this entire world was created. Hearing this, Shwetaketu's curiosity increased even more. He said, "Father, please explain to me further." Chandogya Upanishad. Third example, the seed of the banyan tree. Uddalaka said, "All right, go, break a fruit from that big banyan tree and bring it." Shwetaketu brought the fruit. The father said, "Break it." "I have broken it, O Lord." "What is inside it?" "Inside it are very tiny seeds." "Break one of these seeds." "I have broken it." "Now what do you see inside?" Shwetaketu looked carefully and said, "O Lord, I do not see anything inside it." Then the father smiled and said, "Son, inside this seed there is a subtle element that you cannot see. And it is from that invisible truth that this huge banyan tree has grown. Believe me, son, this existence, smaller than an atom, is the soul of this entire world. That is the truth. That is the soul. And Tat Tvam Asi Shwetaketu. That is, O Shwetaketu, that is you." Hearing this, Shwetaketu trembled. "I knew that I am this body, this mind, this pride. But that I am that invisible power, the soul of the universe? How is that possible?" He prayed again, "O Lord, please explain to me more." Chandogya Upanishad. Fourth example, salt and water. Uddalaka said, "Fill a vessel with water and put this bundle of salt in it. Come to me tomorrow morning." Shwetaketu did as he was told. The next morning, the father asked, "Son, take out the salt that you put in the water last night." Shwetaketu put his hand in the water to find the salt, but he couldn't find it, because it had completely dissolved. The father said, "All right, now taste this water from the top. How is it?" "It is salty." "Now taste it from the middle. How is it?" "It is also salty." "Now taste it from the bottom. How is it?" "It is also salty." Then Uddalaka said, "Son, just as salt is present everywhere in this water, but you cannot see it, only feel it. In the same way that truth,
that Supreme Soul, is present in every particle of this body and this world, but it is not visible to these eyes. That subtle power is the soul of this world. It is the truth. It is the soul. And Tat Tvam Asi Shwetaketu.
Chandogya Upanishad.
Fifth example. The traveler of Gandhara.
Son, imagine that a man is taken away from the Gandhara region by bandits, blindfolded, and abandoned in a deserted forest. The poor man cries out in all directions, "Someone has blindfolded me and left me here. Please, show me the way." Then some kind-hearted person comes and removes the blindfold from his eyes and shows him the way to Gandhara. Then that man, asking and inquiring, will reach his home, village by village. Son, just like that, we all are like that traveler, blinded by the blindfold of ignorance and left in the forest called the world. And the Guru is like that kind-hearted person who removes the blindfold of our ignorance and shows us our true form, the way to our true home, Brahman. That subtle element is the soul of this world. It is the truth. It is the soul. And Tat Tvam Asi Shwetaketu. In this way, sage Uddalaka made Shwetaketu realize that ultimate truth through 9 different examples. He explained that just as rivers flow with different names but eventually lose their individual identities by merging into the ocean and become only the ocean, similarly, we all live with different names and forms, but our true nature is the one Brahman. Hearing this, Shwetaketu's pride was shattered. His knowledge was no longer just bookish, but had become a living experience. He realized that he was not this small body or mind, but the infinite, eternal, and blissful Brahman. This is the greatest teaching of the Chandogya Upanishad, which reminds us of our true identity. Chandogya Upanishad, the ladder of knowledge. Dialogue between Narada and Sanatkumar. Even after understanding the Mahavakya, Tat Tvam Asi, a question arises. What is the way to reach that ultimate truth? Is there a ladder on which a person can climb to attain self-knowledge from the world? The answer to this question is found in the 7th chapter of the Chandogya Upanishad, in the dialogue between the divine sage Narada and Sanatkumar. This story tells that knowledge has no end. Sage Narada, whom we know as a great scholar, once became very sad and restless. He had learned all the 4 Vedas, history, Puranas, mathematics, astrology, music, in short, all the sciences of that time. He was a treasure of knowledge. Yet, there was no peace in his mind. He lacked self-knowledge, and that was the cause of his sorrow. He knew that just being mantravit, that is, merely memorizing the scriptures, would not end suffering. One must become atmavit, that is, know the soul. In this quest, he reached the supremely wise Sanatkumar and spoke like a disciple. "O Lord, please teach me." Sanatkumara said, "First tell me what you already know, and then I will tell you what lies beyond it." Narada proudly recited the entire list of his knowledge. Then he said, "Lord, I know all this, but I am only a mantravit, a knower of mantras, not an atmavit, a knower of the self. I have heard from sages such as you that one who realizes the self crosses beyond sorrow. I am drowning in sorrow. Please help me cross beyond it." Sant Kumar said calmly, "Narad, Everything you have learned is just name. Hearing this, Narad was astonished. So much knowledge, and it is all just names? He asked, Lord, is there something greater than name? Sanatkumar said, Yes, greater than name is speech. Because if there were no speech, no one would be able to pronounce these names. Thus, a wonderful conversation began, in which Sanatkumar takes Narad step by step up the ladder of knowledge. These steps are as follows. Speech is superior to name. Mind is superior to speech. Will is superior to mind. Consciousness is superior to will. Meditation is superior to consciousness. Understanding is superior to meditation. Strength is superior to understanding. Food is superior to strength. Water is superior to food. Energy is superior to water. Space is superior to energy. Memory is superior to space. Hope is superior to memory. And life force is superior even to hope. Sanatkumar says, just as all the spokes are connected in the center of a chariot wheel, similarly everything depends on this life force. The life force is the father. The life force is the mother. The life force is the teacher. When Sanatkumar described the life force as the greatest, Narada felt that perhaps he had received the final answer. But Sanatkumar took him even further. Then he revealed the real secret. He said, Yo vai bhuma tat sukham, nalpe sukhamasti, bhumaiva sukham. That is, what is bhuma is the true happiness. There is no happiness in alpa, only bhuma is happiness. Narada asked, O Lord, what is bhuma? Sanatkumara replied, where a person neither sees anything else, nor hears anything else, nor knows anything else. That is bhuma. And where he sees, hears, or knows something else, that is limited. What is bhuma is immortal. What is limited is mortal. The space is nowhere outside. It is above. It is below. It is to the right. It is to the left. It is everything. When the seeker realizes that I am all of this, that the soul is all of this, then he becomes established in this space. This dialogue teaches that true happiness is not in external things or limited knowledge, but in knowing one's infinite nature. It is the ladder of knowledge that lifts us from the world of names and forms to the sky of infinite consciousness. Chandogya Upanishad. The universe within the heart, the knowledge of the world, and the path to liberation. So far, we have understood that Brahman is everywhere, present in every particle of the world. But the Chandogya Upanishad reveals another profound secret, that the vast universe is not only outside you, but also within you. This mystery is called Are Vidya. Dahar means small or subtle. The Upanishad says, within this city of Brahman, which is the body, there is a lotus in the heart. Within that lotus is the Dahar Akasha, the subtle inner space. One should seek to discover what lies within it and strive to know it. This is an amazing thing. The sage is saying that inside your heart there is a small sky, and that sky is so vast that the entire outer universe is contained within it. Everything outside, the sun, moon, stars, lightning, everything is also present inside that small sky. This heart of ours is not a physical heart, but the center of consciousness. It is the cave where the soul resides. The Upanishad says that the aging or death of the body does not affect the inner sky. That soul is beyond sin, old age, death, sorrow,
hunger, and thirst. But it is not easy to recognize this inner truth. One has to become capable for this. The Upanishad tells us the story of Indra, the king of the gods, and Virochana, the king of the demons, about this. Once, Prajapati Brahma declared, "The soul that is beyond sin, old age, and death is the one worth knowing. Whoever knows it gains everything." Hearing this, both the gods and the demons decided to attain that knowledge. The gods sent Indra, and the demons sent Virochan to Brahma. Both of them served Lord Brahma and observed celibacy for 32 years. After those 32 years, Lord Brahma decided to test them and said, "The reflection that appears in the water is the self, Atman." Hearing this, Virochana was delighted. He concluded that the physical body itself was the self, Atman. He returned to the Asuras and taught them, "The body itself is the self. Worship it and keep it satisfied."
But Indra had a doubt in his mind. He thought, if the body itself is the soul, then when the body goes blind, the soul will also go blind. And when the body dies, the soul will also die. There is no benefit in this. He returned to Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma smiled and told him to meditate for another 32 years. After this, he explained that the dream is the soul. Indra then thought that since the soul experiences happiness and sorrow even in dreams, it cannot be the true soul either. He returned again. In this way, after a total of 101 years of rigorous meditation, when Indra's mind became completely pure, Lord Brahma revealed the true secret to him. He explained that the soul is beyond the body, the dream, or the state of deep sleep. It is the witness of all these, existing within them, yet distinct from them. This is your true form. This story teaches that self-knowledge is not gained merely through words. For this, one must make oneself capable through penance, faith, and restraint. When the mind becomes pure and calm, only then can a person experience the truth that resides in the cave of their heart. This is liberation. This was a glimpse of the Chandogya Upanishad. A journey that began with the resonance of Om, was illuminated by the fire of Satyakama's truth, plunged into the ocean of Tat Tvam Asi with Shwetaketu, climbed the steps of knowledge with Narada, and finally, like Indra, sought that supreme truth in the cave of the heart. The essence of this Upanishad is not just in the stories. Its core lies in an experience. It repeatedly reminds us that you are not just this name and body. You are not your thoughts or your emotions. You are not the limited or small self that is always in search of happiness. You are the Bhuma, the infinite, boundless, bliss-filled consciousness that is the foundation of this entire universe. Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. This is not just a sentence. It is a mirror that shows you your true face. Hearing this knowledge will change your life. This is not just a claim, but a possibility. Because the moment you feel this truth, not just with your mind, but with your entire being, at that very moment, your fear, your sorrow, your limitations come to an end. If this ancient knowledge has touched your heart, if it has awakened a new curiosity within you, then do not keep the light of this knowledge to yourself. Share this video with those who are seeking answers to deep questions in their lives. And to stay with us on this spiritual journey, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, so that together we can continue to discover more such precious gems of eternal knowledge. Now close your eyes for a few moments and focus on this one thought.
Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. Enter the depths of your heart. There lies peace. There lies truth. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.